Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. As we dive into the contents of this presentation, I invite you to embark on a journey of exploration and discovery. And today, our topic is how to increase the literacy rates. This is our team member. Hello everyone, this is our content, and firstly is the introduction, and after that is executing the opposite models of stage 1 to 4, and then is the solution. Finally is the conclusion and reference list. Hello everyone, this is the introduction, and in addressing the challenges associated with the low literacy rates, our team acknowledges the critical role that investing in human capital plays in the growth of advanced nations. Unfortunately, undeveloped countries often face a significant dearth of such investment, impeding their capacity to keep pace with the accelerated development. So we can find the low literacy rates in Niger. 95% of the world's illiterates live in undeveloped countries, and female literacy is particularly high in sub-Saharan Africa, for example, in Niger and Burkina Faso. And we also can find the low literacy rate limits economic development. Social economic study is measured by income level. There is a strong positive correlation between the literacy and social economic status, as occupation with higher incomes tend to require higher levels of education, which in turn require higher levels of literacy. We also analyze the circumstances under which international forces and local government controls are more effective in improving literacy rates.
And the problem we will discuss today is that how can we increase the literacy rate more effectively in nature? The definition of the literacy rate is that how many people can read and write in one age group. And unfortunately, the literacy rate is very low. It's only around 14%. The Niger's approach to increase its education level by cooperation with the GPE give us the mind to come up with the two models. And the two models are that the international organizations improve education by donating books, providing education funds, building the facilities, and guiding the volunteers to improve the literacy rate. All that, the local governments building school and improve the fundamental education to increase the education level. And about the Model 1 international power support, it can provide the resource support like the funds, the technology, and other education resources. Also, it can train the teach team for Niger. And at the same time, the global awareness will be provided. It will draw the global attention to education issues in Niger. And after that, the international power have the more professional knowledge to educate the children. And the Model 2 is the local government promote education. At first, compared with the international organizations, the local government has a better understanding with the local culture and the local educational needs, so it can provide more suitable service for the local student. After that is sustainability. The international organizations often provide the short-term educational support project. However, the local government can provide the long-term education strategy. And about the effective stakeholders, the Model 1 will give the better education for students because they have the better teaching team and enough education facilities. After that, the government can reduce the spend on education. And about the Model 2, the students can get a long-term and the continually education. Also, the government will get the more recognition by increase the literacy rate. And after all, both of these two models will increase the literacy rate, as the social civilization will be increased, the labor skill also will be improved.
Hello everyone, this is stage 2 and I need to examine the models and our topic models 1 is international power support. We use SWOT analysis to model 1. Model 1 international power support offers a comprehensive strategy for addressing low literacy rates in undeveloped region. By lowering global resource and expertise, this model centers on seeking financial aid, technological advancements, and educational support from international entities, developed nations. The primary objective is introduce innovative teaching methodologies, model educational tools, and global best practice, with a focus on scalability and sociability. Model 1 aims to implement large-scale innovations, impacting broad regions or entry countries. The strength of Model 1 lie is the capacity to mobilize potential resources, bringing external expertise and technologies that may not be locally available. The model can catalyze significant advancements in educational infrastructure and methodologies. First in a transformative includes the potential developments on external aid, which raise questions about the substitutionality of initially if international support fluctuation. Additionally, there may be concerns related to cultural sensitivity, as the stainless approach that may not similarly aid with the unique cultural context of on development the region. The effectiveness of Model 1 hinges on careful navigation of this challenge, ensuring a balance between the global support and local cultural relevance for a substantial and impactful approach to improving literacy rates. Thank you. And secondly, we use the SWOT analysis to the Model 2. The local government promotes education. Model 2 prioritizes local empowerment and community engagement of a fundamental competence in addressing low literacy rates in undeveloped regions. In this model, the focus shifts to the active involvement of local governments in promoting education tailored to meet the specific needs of the community, emphasizing culture sensitive and adaptivity. Model 2 ensures that the educational initiatives align with the local values, languages, and traditions. One of the model key strengths is potential to foster community ownership and substantiality by actively engaging community members and the local stakeholders in decision-making process. Model 2 aims to create a sense of ownership, making educational initiatives more relevant and impactful. The flexibility and adaptability inherent in this model allowed for the customization of educational policies based on unique characteristics of each unit. However, challenges may raise in terms of the resources limitations for local government, potentially impacting the scale scope of initiatives. Ensure consistent educational policies across the diverse regions and addressing capital building needs for effective execution are also consideration. The success of Model 2 hinges on mixing local resources, engaging communities, and adopting educational strategies to suit unique contexts of undeveloped regions. Thank you.
So after we know the advantages and disadvantages of these two models, we can come up a new models that's do the cooperations between the international organizations and the local government. The international organizations, the international power, can provide the capital, technology, support, and training the teaching team. And also it can do the leader to lead the projects and do the supervisions. And at the same time, the local governments can do the actual execution and provide the advice to help the international organizations to fit the local culture and the actual demand of education. And by this way, they can complete with each other's we can get both of them's advantages. And also, the future of Niger's education can be predicted. At first, the student will get a better and more suitable education. After that, this education will be more continuable. And by the international organizations monitor, the cooperation can be prevented and the operation efficiency will be improved.
And I'm responsible for the stage 4, which is operation and the practice. And there's a well-known literacy organization in the world called MySmart, and the organization will proactively contact cities with low literacy rates to help them establish local foundations. Some good examples are some of the indigenous people living in Niger. And Maya Smart founded the Obligational Literacy Foundation in remote area of Niger to provide books to local people. And in 2022, Niger's adult literacy rate was 38%, and Niger's adult literacy rates increased from 14% in 2001 to 38% in 2022, with an average annual growth rate of 43%. And according to the statistics census establishment, Maya Smart has contacted more than 400 organizations and speakers of 26 different languages in remote area, and donated more than 500,000 books and helped countless illiterate people open their new horizon. And this data demonstrates that a joint effort by international and local organizations to improve literacy is not only feasible but also the most appropriate approach. So for the stage 4, the operation and the practice is very successful.
Model 3 partnership approach is particularly important in the implementation of the education for the literacy project in the Niger. This approach combines the expertise and the resource of the international organization with the strength of the local government to effectively address the unique educational needs and challenges to the Niger International Organization provide the financial and the technical support as well as the teacher training supervision to ensure the local project meet international standard and are innovative. At the same time, the local government, which has a deeply understanding of the local culture and needs, plays an integral role in the implementation of the program, ensure that it is both internationally compliant and locally relevant. This model of cooperation helps to create a more effectively and sustainable education environment. For example, using Model 3, the government of the Niger has set up a FCSE organization dedicated to the helping the students, which provide a better platform of the international organization help and evolve the cooperation and waste of the local resource for the international part. The international organization can more easily provide financial assistance, teacher resource, and training development the basic infrastructure and implement it as a curricular reform.
In conclusion, Models 1 and 2 present distinct yet complementary approaches to addressing low literacy rates. While Model 1 leverages international support for large-scale interventions and technological advancements, Model 2 prioritizes local employment cultural relevance, integrating the strengths of both models, which careful consideration of their challenges holds premise for a comprehensive strategy. A balanced approach, accompanying global resources with a community engagement, is key for substantial solutions. The choice between these models depends on specific needs and goals of the development region, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and collaboration for effective literacy improvement. Thank you.
And this is our reference list. This is also the reference list.